Hey. Hey, everybody. The lecture hall doors have opened. Climb on out of that quad. Come on in. Class is in session. Days for Dummies is upon us. But first, let's do attendance. All right. Is Ellie here? Ellie? Ellie is here. Hi, Ellie. Hi.
Hi, Ellie.
Good. I'm glad Ellie was able to make it to us today. Kat, are you here?
Yep, present.
Hi, Matt's here. Hi, everybody. Hey, and Professor Angela, are you in attendance
back
today?
I am back from sabbatical. I am here.
Well, welcome back.
My educational trip was very, very, very successful.
Your sub didn't show up. I don't even think we had Jacarius last week. We were totally on our own.
Oh gosh! So chaos. It was chaos.
Ellie is here. She says hello in the chat. Hi. Kaiwan is here as well. Kaiwan bursting down the doors, getting ready to talk to
Is Kaiwan here
this week?
Kaiwan is here.
Okay.
Yeah. Big week. Big week full of action, full of adventure, full of comedy, full of drama. All right, there was Leo. All right, Dimitri, Jada. Okay, the list goes on and on of characters that we saw this week.
Yeah.
Eric, John, and Marlena.
We bid goodbye to a few as well.
We said goodbye to Gabby. We said goodbye to Belle, sort of.
We said goodbye to Lee.
We said goodbye to Lee. See, that doesn't feel real to me.
Well, I'm not sure if he's dead or if he's Salem dead.
I feel like he's going to be Salem dead for like 6 weeks.
I hope that it's only that long because there's so much more I want to see with him.
I don't want him to be dead either. I think he's got lots and lots of unwritten story or unseen story by us. So much. And Wendy too. I want to see some Lee Wendy stuff and some closure with their dad. We haven't seen him. Matthew and I haven't seen him, but their dastardly dad.
Yep.
So yeah, I haven't seen the dad. There was the phone call this week, of course. That Wendy gave. And then at the Day of Days, the actress behind Wendy, Grace, is her name? Yeah. Hey.
Victoria Grace.
She talked about, she said that she, like if she were to write for herself or something that she wanted for her character would be to have more with her and this father character. So
he is cast. He has been on occasionally, and I'm sure we'll probably see him again. Yeah.
But Jeannie says Dr. Rolf has him, and that's what I think. Jumping right into the Lee thing. A couple of things. So last week, I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, Angela, but last week, Ma and I, or at least just me, I was saying, when it comes to like this last week of Lee that we had, it was so revealing. When it comes to like all of these details from his past and what he wants for the future, and
it just felt
and all that.
So
quite frankly, it almost felt mean.
Yeah, so
Ron was being mean to us.
It's like on two levels. It's like, one, why would you introduce all of this stuff if there isn't more for the character coming? On the other half, is this just you trying to play up the tragedy of the unfinished life?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's the first one.
Me too.
And I gotta say, Remington knocked it out of the park. He was so good.
I'm okay.
Matthew, don't die. Okay, hon?
Don't die.
I have a huge drinking problem.
You're going to become one of those internet meme things, the guy who died during his podcast.
A soap opera podcast at that too.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I try to breathe my liquids on a regular basis, and don't do it, folks. It's a bad idea. Ugh.
You're never going to be the Little Mermaid.
It's not the same shoot.
No, it's not. So your throat is divided into 2 layers. The front part being the esophagus.
Different class,
Matt.
I'm sorry. Different class.
My bad. Actually, I think the esophagus is behind the trachea anyway.
Anyway, so Remington was great. He was actually our performer of the week last week.
Oh, well deserved.
The first soap opera news. And this week it was Finola Hughes from General Hospital, but Remington got it last week. And he was, just all the stuff he played with Marlena, and then after Gabbi tricked him, the anger, and then the talk with his sister where he was a little manic, and but it was deep, and it was so good.
It was good stuff. And it makes me think of the interview that we had for Soap Opera News at Day of Days, which you can find on soapoperanews.net. Just click around in the Day of Days or the Days of Our Lives section. You'll find it. But I asked, is there going to be, some sort of tie between EJ and Lee coming up? And of course, we got an answer to that, which was stay tuned. Your best friend's enemy is your enemy, or your best friend's enemy is your friend, or whatever, however they put it. Go read the article.
My enemy's enemy is my friend.
Is my best friend, or whatever. Yeah, all these things, which make sense to the story, because Gabbi and Stefan have put EJ and Lee, if Lee is alive, through some isht. And so there's a connection there. So between just my desire, between how he went out, there's just a huge opening for me when it comes to a return. And it makes me think of All My Children. There was this story in which...
How many do you have?
0. Well, I mean, this is the dog but then I gave the dog to my mom. I'm just not responsible enough. Anyway, All My Children, because Babe died, quote unquote, with the Satin Slayer got poisoned, but she really wasn't dead. She was just in the closet. Yep. And then they wheeled her out a couple of weeks later. Had a funeral. Zarf sang. It was a whole thing.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Remember that.
Really wanted to have him on the podcast at one point. Anyway. When it comes to Lee, I feel like Dr. Rolf has him. 2 reasons. Well, one reason, mainly this. Why else have Dr. Rolf be there at all?
And the fact that Rolf was still in town for Dimitri and Leo makes me think that he was doing something after.
Pumping him full of life-saving drugs.
Yeah.
Keeping that heart beating once every minute and a half.
Yep. Yeah.
I wish when I saw him at the Day Players concert, I had not seen him on screen yet.
Right.
I would have appreciated meeting him more if I had seen him on screen. I didn't know he was a mad doctor scientist.
He is the male Obrecht. I mean, so last week they were calling somebody else Obrecht. But I feel like the Dr. Rolf.
Yeah.
Mad scientist with the accent. Can do anything.
Yeah, he's like, if Obrecht and Faison had a baby, it would have been Dr. Rolf.
But Obrecht and Faison from General Hospital would had to have been like, did this in like 1872 or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Jeannie, for reminding everybody to go ahead and click that thumbs up to this video if you're having a good time so far. And if you're not having a good time, click the thumbs up anyway. All right.
Yes.
So other than that, other than saying hello, Ellie. Hi. Hey, Ellie. How's it going?
Is Ellie still there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So Professor Angela, answer me this. Tell me what happened here. Paulina Price goes to EJ and say, I need a new deputy mayor. And then he strolls into the police department saying, I'm the new DA. What happened?
See, this makes me think, this is why I think that EJ was involved. It's a plan with EJ and Lee.
Okay.
Because why else would he want to be DA other than to stick it to Gabbi?
Mm-hmm.
Although EJ is a lawyer. And he was mayor once before, and he said that he didn't want anything to do with that role. So maybe he was like, what else you got?
So you think there was a portion of the conversation he had with Paulina that we did not see?
Well, obviously, because he became the DA.
Well, I thought that was weird, too. And in my own mind, I'm thinking, well, that's not the same position. What are they doing?
Yeah.
I thought that they just might have been trying to make fun of General Hospital. But then I thought, but this was filmed so much more ahead that there's no way that they were making fun of GH.
Yeah.
So with the whole it was just the commissioner situation over on that show.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, so you think that this was not a blooper? This was not an issue, not an editing error or writing mistake, but indeed the plan.
Yeah, and it's possible, days will also give us flashbacks of things we never saw happen.
Mhm.
Oh,
So,
Well, one Teresa received the briefcase from Victor
Mhm.
Castine. Shane? He's in this.
Yep.
He's Shane in this.
Her father, Shane.
Shane Donovan.
Yep. Shane
So
Donovan.
one actress from Teresa got the briefcase, and the other actress got the flashback.
Yes.
To Konstantine, who just happened to know somebody that makes perfect forgeries.
Mm-hmm.
He can't make a perfect forgery
Quickly.
of a tablecloth, though. He's got to go to the bargain barn
Yes.
for that.
Saxton's bargain. Yes.
Anyway. I loved that Patch figured something out there. I loved it.
Well, it's not like it took a whole lot of detective work.
No, but
look in the box.
He didn't take the tag out.
Right up the alley of Black Patch. That's yeah.
Tag is right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no one else is even like raising an eyebrow at him, though.
No.
And at least Steve did.
Yeah.
Maggie.
And now Black Patch is on the case.
Yes, it's a case.
Maggie's just, she's looking for that rebound, right? Is that what happens after your husband dies? You look for a rebound?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I've never lost a husband.
Before John can come join Steve and figure it all out, he's got to have a nice shower and get all that sticky body butter and
strawberry flavored massage lotion. I was just like
body butter, the massage lotion, the actual strawberries,
and then the whipped cream and strawberries too. I loved Marlena reading the instructions on the strawberries.
He's like,
I think we can figure it out.
Jinx, we said that at the same time, Angela.
And this is why everybody loves John and Marlena.
Marlena's just like, is this gluten free?
They're just so perfect for each other, right? Like
they are.
Angela, I have to tell you, earlier this week, and I had no idea. We hadn't watched Days of Our Lives before, so somehow my husband's been doing a little bit of homework on Days of Our Lives, because 2 or 3 days ago he says to me, he texts me, he goes, "Hey babe, are we John and Marlena?"
Oh wow. I hope you picked up the strawberries and whipped cream on your way home.
I'll just,
and I was like, well, yeah, I think you are. I was just impressed that he knew who John and Marlena were.
Yeah.
Because like I said, he is not a soap opera dude.
That's funny.
No, but he is a mama cat dude.
Yes, he is.
So
yeah.
Taking an interest in your interests, reading an article. What happened on Days of Our Lives this week? What is the strawberry stuff? Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary, John and Marlena. You've been married for 6 whole years, or 11, depending on your point of view.
Or more than that, depending on, they've been married multiple times. So
have they been married multiple times? I figured they kind of had been, but now that they're in the older, they're a little older now. They're one of the couples, even though I've been watching for a short time, I never want them to break up.
They're not at
they're
this
never
point.
Gonna break. They're never gonna pair them with other people. This is it for them at this point.
Yeah, I don't want them to break up. I don't want them to. I want them to just be in bliss and eat strawberries and have a good old time.
So between John and Marlena, there's a number of kids that John and Marlena have, but John and Marlena themselves only have the one, right? Or is it two?
Yes, Belle.
Just one, just Belle.
Yeah, that's their only one together.
Marlena's got what? Eric and Sammy? Is that her kids?
And Carrie.
And Carrie, who I don't even know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So that's at least 3, and then John's got like Brady or something.
Yeah.
There was a whole family tree.
And Sean.
Yeah, and John.
No, Paul. Sorry, Brady and Paul.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo are all John's kids.
Oh, I gotta say too, I absolutely loved loved on the family tree when Marlena said, "Oh, we're going to have to make a space for Sloane here." And Brady's like, "We mutually agreed we're not having significant others on the tree."
We
Does
don't want Kristen and
anybody want
Sloane.
Kristen or
Nicole,
Teresa on there?
Teresa.
I'm just like, with all the significant others, they'd have to have a whole nother board. We're going to need a bigger tree.
Hey, you've got
well, thank you for your contribution, Ajar. Ajar, tell me if I'm saying that right. Ajar, AA Junior 72, June. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, Carrie is Romans, but yeah.
Okay, no Carrie between John and Marlena then. Right. But John and Marlena have been married several times. Absolutely correct. Belle is their only child. Carrie is Anna and Roman's daughter. I don't know who Anna is. I don't know who Carrie is. There's a lot more people to get to know on Days of Our Lives, other than the small subsection of families that we've seen so far.
I told you. And you thought that this was going to be nothing to talk about after a month, and I'm never going to let you forget that.
And from what I get from the other fan base too, like this is like small time Days of Our Lives in comparison to the legendary, interesting, big moving characters that have existed throughout the decades. So, I don't know.
So much more to come.
Because, like, things are changing. Things always change when you get a new head of the pack. Somebody with their 3 years of fresh new ideas.
Yes.
Always at least 3 years in my experience watching television.
Yes.
A new showrunner comes in and they have 3 years of ideas before it starts to run dry.
Well, they start, reaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. Let's see what happens. But anyway, so John and Marlena not up to much impact. But it was their anniversary. Was it also a Days of Our Lives anniversary thing?
It was Days of Our Lives 58th anniversary.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so John and Marlena, synonymous with the show, get the full attention for the anniversary fun.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I like it.
And I thought it was cute when the boys are waiting for their mom and dad to
they're
like, whatever they're doing in there.
Yeah, and Brady's just like, they haven't come out yet. And they're like, oh, we know what that means.
Means we have the horniest parents.
Yeah.
Just the two oldest people in Salem, not the two oldest people in Salem, but the two oldest people in Salem that still get it on every hour on the hour, it seems.
Although, at the pub that morning, Kayla and Steve were talking to Roman, and Roman was like, I'm surprised you guys hadn't heard about Gabbi. And Steve said, well, we unplugged last night, which I'm assuming meant that they were also enjoying fruit and whipped cream or
the
something.
Television. Remembered what it was like in 1912 when they were young.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm friends with Stephen Nichols, and I can just say things like that.
I was going to say, I'm not sure. I think you're already on strike one with the old Patchy.
I rewatched that interview, and old Patchy belly laughed. Okay, he had a great time with that one. All right, I would say the people who were most irritated by me were Carson Boatman and Raven Bowen.
Especially Raven.
Especially Raven.
And let's be fair. They were right to.
Yes, absolutely.
It was justified.
Totally.
Probably gave you way more grace than was deserved in that circumstance.
Way more than was deserved. Really, what saved me was the fact that I do a podcast called Days for Dummies.
Yeah.
If it was, hi, I'm 10th floor.
And you know what else saved you? You know what else saved you? Your notes actually said Talia as well.
Yeah, sorry, Raven. I'm going to continue to apologize. Like, I'm sure the next time I'm in the same room with you, like, say we're allowed to come to the Emmys, standing on that red carpet, say you go. Say, are you nominated? I don't know. I need to review. Walking down, and if you are, I am so sorry. I am so sorry for not knowing.
She's going to be taking, like, the wide...
But come on, the first thing
she's going to recognize you and go,
sorry.
Oh, not you, and go walking.
Or this is just the magic match. The thing that makes her go, yes, that one again. Because I got a seat. Funny. And I can say, oh my God, it's Talia. And she's just going to leave.
She's going to pull a gun out of her purse and kill you. She's going to have a little gun in her little clutch.
How soapy.
Yeah.
Maybe too much of a blend between real life and real.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Karen is the first wife of Roman. I don't write that letter for America. Oh boy. Oh boy, Taiwan. Okay. Let's see. Do you feel that Stephen Marlena sort of ripped off Luke and Laura? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think they're a product of their own shows. Definitely.
Well, one, when Marlena was introduced, she was already a psychiatrist, and
she didn't grow up on the show.
Laura came on as a teenager. So no, I don't think.
I think that all the shows have like a synonymous couple, don't they? I mean, you know, whether it be Luke and Laura for General Hospital or Carly and Sonny for a lot of people.
Why are you choosing violence on the Lord's Day?
For a lot of people. I didn't say you. I didn't say
why
everybody.
Why are you choosing violence on the Lord's Day?
But you know, you got John and Marlene and Dave.
Like for instance, Vicky and Clint Buchanan from One Life to Live.
There you go, Vicky and Clint.
Josh and Reva. Guide and Light.
There, yeah. You know, I don't. All my children just add Erica and anyone. You know,
Victor and Nikki, Young and the Restless.
I'm squishing your head.
What am I gonna? What other big synonymous with the show couple has been there for GH? Give me one.
Alan and Monica.
I guess.
Yeah,
that's a smidgen before my time.
They had real good stuff in the 80s.
Frisco and Felicia. There are a lot of big couples you can name.
Before my time, they're not synonymous with the show. Anyway, what else?
Stephen Audrey.
Okay, geez. Back to the original.
Never gonna stop. You have now set me off.
Dr. Hardy and the Pretty Girl.
You're gonna be clapping blackboard erasers after class, buddy.
Jason and Sam.
No, stop. Choosing violence. Oh God.
You're the one having this reaction.
Back to Days of Our Lives.
It's a good thing we're on separate coasts, isn't it? I think Angela would just take Matthew into the detention center.
Yeah.
Like do something that she could get fired for.
Yeah. It's going to be some violence against a student here, let me tell you.
Jacarius does not like John and Marlena together.
Of course he doesn't.
Who else would you rather them be with?
Is it the strawberries? Because the strawberry, I mean, okay. I get it. It was just a lot of strawberries this time. Dude, just so many layers of strawberries.
There was a lot of strawberry stuff, yes.
Just in my opinion, he was laying it on a little thick. Like she got the 6 irons or whatever. Perfect. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very cute. I liked it.
Does somebody have the news I thought it was cute in the background?
What?
Does somebody have the news on in the background?
Oh, can you hear my TV?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
I don't care. But I was like, is that the kid's iPad up there? Yeah.
Are you watching Days of Our Lives? I'm so slow right now. Am I choppy to you guys? Sorry. Choppy?
Visually, yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought. Oh, well, see, I wasn't even hearing it anymore.
It's because you were having a great time talking to us.
Now nobody has to hear it.
Anyway, we're so disorganized. All right, so Gabby's going to prison for something that she probably didn't do.
She absolutely didn't do it, but guess what? I do not feel bad for Gabby. Well, I just don't. And I mean, it's not like I think EJ or Lee are innocent victims, but there are no innocent victims there. There aren't. No. They are all, and I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for Stefan.
They're just trying to outscrew each other.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day,
I didn't feel a bit sorry for Gabby.
EJ is better at this than they are.
Clearly.
EJ, honestly, the women, Stefano's female children are the ones who are most like him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if there are any of his male children that are like him, I think it's much more going to be EJ than it's going to be Stefan. Certainly not Chad.
The reason why I felt Gabby, I didn't feel a bit sorry for Gabby, is because the level of greed that girl had, incredible. Like how rich do you need to be?
The most,
right? How much power do you have? I mean,
all of it.
even in her position,
even
while she's in jail, knows she's accused, she's at the PD, knows she's accused of this murder. EJ comes in and immediately Stefan's like, well, don't think this changes anything about you're still fired. And then he's like, oh no, I have another job. And Gabbi, someone gave you a job? Just like, oh girl, you deserve this and more. Yeah. And I loved when EJ walked by her and went,
yep.
Loved it. Loved it.
Yep, and she's already back over there, isn't she?
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, Carly and Jack
deny bail and everything.
Turns. Tom and Margot has the world turns. There's some more couples. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for Stefan either, really.
Nope. there are a lot of theories that Stefan was the one behind framing Gabbi because he wanted to be in control himself, but they
just got married.
I don't know. Yeah.
They just got married.
It would have been really the long game he was playing and no real reason for it.
I don't know. My understanding is he's going to take a couple of weeks off and come back with a mustache.
I'm really wondering if with the mustache he's still playing Stefan or if they're bringing Jake back.
I don't know who Jake is at all.
Jake is Stefan's twin brother.
Oh.
Brandon played both of them.
Does he,
when they killed Stefan off, they brought him back as Jake. And
I didn't know there was a twin brother.
And then Jake was shot and they took his heart and put it in Stefan, but it was Rolf who did it because Stefan needed a heart because his heart had been donated to Julie or something. Anyway, but Rolf had his body and was keeping his body alive without a heart. And then when his twin brother was killed, Rolf took the heart and put it in Stefan, but Rolf could have Jake on ice.
Is this going to be on the test?
Right?
Yes.
I need
so
two,
I'm wondering.
I need 2 index cards that I can fill with notes. If you're going to be this complex.
Just the one. Okay. Just the one.
Oh boy.
Rules are rules. Both sides. You can bring a magnifying glass.
I'm just going to do that the 3D glasses things that I was talking about. Red ink, blue ink.
Yeah.
It's like having 2 index cards.
I'm really wondering if the mustache is him coming back as Jake.
A mustache.
I'm not sure.
Jake.
Or maybe even a triplet. Maybe there's an unknown triplet that
is like, I don't know what to do with my
mustache.
life. I grew this mustache, and people are like, this mustache is a call for help. We really need to reach out to Stefan.
Yeah.
He's not doing well.
Yeah.
Well,
Maureen, I mean, it would make sense because Jake was involved with Ava. And whoever Brandon Barash is playing is getting involved, is going to be working with Ava in the drug thing.
Oh.
So it would make more sense for that to be Jake than to be Stefan. Because why is Stefan getting involved in the drug business?
He's just going to go to jail too. He's going to say,
unless,
we both did it.
Because Gabbi is going to Statesville. So Clyde could blackmail him with Gabby's safety.
Well, there you go. And he also says you have to grow a mustache. It's the only way to sell drugs. You have to grow a mustache. It is required.
Ava's like, really?
Or Brandon Barash was like, I want to grow this mustache, you guys. Let's figure out a way to make it happen on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, let's write a little stash story. Maureen says, there are rumors of Gabbi being recast, and that's something that the show has heard as well.
I have too. I'm not sure how. I think what'll happen is, because eventually we know Gabbi didn't kill Lee.
Right.
So eventually the truth will come out.
And she'll have to get out of jail.
And they're going to have to release her from jail.
And
I think that when she comes out, she'll have a different face.
Depending on how long it takes.
Down the line a bit.
Yeah.
I have no idea I don't have any inkling, any idea of who would have done that to Lee. I can't think of
Lee now. Did it to Lee.
Bless you.
Lee did it to Lee.
Well, I was going to say, if he's really dead, then it could have been him doing it to himself. But
I don't. Your own self in the back.
By being on Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
You put
Did I
the
just
knife.
talk about them keeping the guy alive with no heart in a lab?
Yeah.
You stick the knife in the wall and you back into the wall several times.
Yeah. You ran into my knife.
I know.
You ran into my knife 10 times. Yeah.
He did have it coming. That's true. He only had himself to blame.
Yeah.
You know,
If you'd have seen it, you would have done the same. Anyway, moving on. What? You were going to say something, Mom?
Yeah, and when Sloane ultimately gets completely heartbroken, I'm not going to feel sorry for her either.
Oh, Sloane. All right, there we go. Transition.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, all right. So Sloane, baby, Nicole, car, accident.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we know from the preview that this baby is going to wind up in Sloane's hands.
Yes.
We know from the preview that Leo is going to play a major part in this, and Melinda as well, it seems.
Yes. Dimitri is giving the baby to Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be like...
I think in exchange for Melinda getting Leo out of police custody. And then Melinda's giving the baby...
Right? This is fun theory time.
Yes, it's absolutely fun theory time.
We've seen pictures. We've seen the preview.
Well, I mean, we know from previews that we've seen.
Yeah, but when it comes to
we've seen Dimitri handing the baby to Melinda.
Yes. So, but my big question is on this, okay? How involved is Nicole in on all of this? Does she
Not at all.
Get rid of this baby because EJ can't ever have it?
No, they actually... So...
Because she seems super awake.
She is awake, and this is all stuff that we know. She's giving birth to the baby, and I gotta say, I love the expression on Leo's face when Nicole says that she's in labor, and he's just like... he's just like, no, these are not parts of a person I want to see. These are not... I don't do lady parts, no. The look on his face when Nicole says she's in labor and he has to help deliver the baby is just freaking priceless. I swear to God, Greg does the best faces. So they're helping her deliver the baby. She has a moment with the baby, but the baby's a couple months early. Mm-hmm. So they're giving the baby to Dimitri. Dimitri's supposed to be bringing the baby to the hospital.
But instead,
and sending back help for Nicole. Now, Dimitri does give the baby. No. Dimitri does bring the baby to the hospital, steps into the hallway and sees EJ and Rafe, and turns around and leaves. It's like, nope, not.
So they're not even really involved in the baby thing all too directly, beyond doing the right thing, actually.
Right. But Leo's going to get arrested. So Dimitri is giving the baby to Melinda, and I think that the deal they make is that she has to get Leo out of police custody as his lawyer, like bail him, whatever.
The DA,
so that they can go on the lam.
Got it.
And then Melinda's going to give the baby to Sloane.
I wonder what kind of story she's going to tell Sloane. She's going
to tell her the truth. Sloane knows that it's Nicole's baby. We've seen in the preview Sloane saying, "You don't really expect me to raise Nicole's baby, do you?"
Oh,
yeah. Yes. Sloane knows.
Here's the thing, though. I'm
really not going to feel sorry for her.
The big crux on this, folks, for me, the weakest part of this, what could be very fascinating and interesting story, is Sloane and Eric could just have picked a different baby.
Well,
we didn't get this one.
Theoretically, yes, except the thing is that healthy Caucasian babies are in short supply for adoption.
Don't adopt a healthy Caucasian baby then. Problem solved.
Well, I mean, I know this very well. There are waiting lists for infants. There are waiting lists for infants with disabilities. There are waiting lists for infants with HIV. Any infant can be adopted. There are waiting lists for any baby. After they hit 2 years old, it's very hard for them to be adopted. But infants, very, very, very few of them. There aren't enough to meet the adoption demand, I guess you could say.
Then adopt a 2-year-old. Like, sincerely, this is not a big problem that they couldn't solve by just selecting a different child.
Well, people want to adopt a baby. That's the problem.
Yep.
That's why, the foster care system is such a mess. Because nobody wants a kid that's a little older. They all want a baby.
How about we expand our minds, folks?
You're preaching to the choir.
You know who needs more help than a baby? A 2-year-old who hasn't been loved properly.
A teenager. I'm in the process of getting licensed to do foster care for teenagers.
There you go. There you go, folks. There you go. And while you're at it,
I'm just
donate to the
saying,
show so we can give to Toys for Tots.
I'm just saying that, and here's the thing. They don't want an easy solution to the story, Matt.
Well, I know.
But an easy solution to the story would make for a very boring show.
I can suspend it. Listen, I'm not. Listen, this is the 10th Floor Podcast Network. I'm not sitting here ripping the show to shreds and saying it's terrible. Of course, it's not. It's a soap. It's fine. I'm going to accept it for what it is, and I'm going to have a good time while watching it. But the level of suspension of disbelief for that particular part of the story, which really is like the launching point to having this baby not wind up in Nicole's hands, is the fact that Sloan just can't wait. But
that's the case for, honestly, though, it's very realistic. People want to adopt, and they want to adopt as quickly as possible, which is why there are so many illegal adoptions.
Plan ahead, folks. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I really, really, really who I am going to feel sorry for, not Gabby or Sloan, but I'm going to feel really sorry for Nicole. My gosh.
And I do feel sorry for Nicole, especially because it is her first biological child that she's given birth to after never thinking she could. However,
didn't she have Holly?
Nope. Chloe was her surrogate.
Oh, okay.
But here is the thing. Nicole has been the Sloan in this story with Sammy's daughter, Sydney.
Okay.
Many, 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 many moons ago. So I feel for Nicole in this moment, but karmically,
she's done it to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying you get what you give.
I mean, I feel bad for poor Eric. I mean, Jesus, that poor bastard.
Yeah.
Hey, your infant don't want no play gym made out of wood, okay? It needs to be soft and not splintery.
Oh my god. Yeah, Nicole always has trouble with having babies. Contributes Kaiwan.
Yes.
Jeannie says, congratulations, Angela, on fostering teens coming up. So, everybody needs some help,
Thank you.
Have a big heart.
Yes.
Have a big heart. That's what I say. Would you think that actress who plays Gabby is going to go to General Hospital and play somebody in the family? I have a feeling that's what might happen, suggests Kaiwan as I translate.
Well, I mean, Frank does collect cast members like the, Stones, but
they all collect cast. So who knows? Who knows?
I mean, but a member of what family?
A new one, please, a new one.
I can't think of a space that she fits in right now.
Not currently.
Yeah,
they'd had to invent somebody.
Not currently.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I don't even know what family she could fit in.
No.
Unless it was a new one, but then.
No, she would have to be. Related to Sunny.
It could be Lila Ray, and Blaze is not Lila Ray.
That's what's going on with my video today. But
I'm pretty sure Blaze is Lila Ray.
Me too.
We can, let's see. So Belle's gone. Car crash, Leech, and Demetria. Xander sounded really nice to Sarah.
And then the whole Eric thing. But I'm just sitting there. I don't understand why she keeps freaking out about something she knows is happening. You are frozen on the best thing. I'm going to screenshot it because it's the best phrase ever.
At least I'm smiling.
You are. That was quite
I don't
the
know
smile.
What's going on in my video,
I screenshot it.
Yeah, Matt, you're very.
I know.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe you can come back in and be better.
Oh, I can't close the meeting. Otherwise, you guys would be gone.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll just try to not look bad.
What were we saying?
We were talking about Xander being nice to Sarah.
Oh, and And he's sincere in it, but then she keeps getting mad at him for things that were happening already.
She overreacts a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just like, Lindsay, you are fabulous and your character is a tool. I just can't with Sarah. And Lindsay is so great. So I hate that for me. Because literally adore Lindsay. She was just a delight.
Mm-hmm.
But the character of Sarah Horton, I just want her to die. I want her to burst into flames and be reborn as someone I can like.
Just the phoenix
so you want her
that
to
is
be
Lindsay.
So you want her to be Salem then?
I don't know. I just want her to not even, she's crazy, but not even in a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
And seriously, the first time she got mad at him when she was starting to soften to him is because she found out he was going for full custody after she had already been horrendous and knew that they were going to have to fight because,
Mm-hmm.
Then he's been trying to get her to, just make a deal with him and sit down with him and talk to him. And she's finally almost about agreeing to it. And then she's upset that he's called a witness at the custody case that she knows is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because she knew it was coming doesn't mean he needed to do that, okay?
But she already knew that he was going for full custody because she was being unreasonable. So of course she would call the person who she had also lied to about their child.
But how could he do that? How could he do that? It's not rational. Clearly it's not rational, but it's what she's thinking. But hey, what do you expect? Everything to be easy on a soap opera?
No, I don't. I just...
Is there a level of disbelief that you're not able to suspend for this story to work for you?
I don't know, but it's just, oh God, she's insufferable.
Jeannie asks, didn't Camilla leave because of Albert Allard? That is a hot button question that is hard for, I think, anybody to answer.
She didn't say.
Maybe not.
It's possible. She hasn't come out since he was fired and said, we don't know.
But since she hasn't said anything, we really don't know. And when it comes down to it, not every decision that was made on Days of Our Lives is because Albert Allard was a jerk.
Yeah.
A lot of them might have been made because he was, but not every single one of them was. Right. So who knows? Who knows? I don't. Don't come here for the news, folks. Don't come here for the news. So since Maureen joined us, let's talk a little bit about Alex and Teresa, because Maureen's favorite thing to do is tweet me about Alex and Teresa. So, big question is, how long is it going to take for Alex to figure this out?
A long time.
I think so too. A very long time. For me, you know what the most interesting thing is for me? So on 10th floor, I said I would totally fall for Cyrus. I would never fall for Teresa. Everything she says drips of BS. That there's no taking her. Like every little look she gives when she's, well, what do you mean? There's no. It's just, I would never trust her. Never.
Well, one, I hope he never figures it out and the secret's never out, because I like him as Victor's son better than the option of Xander anyway. But it's going to be a while. It's going to be a long time, I think.
So you think that he's going to think he's the son for a long time? Oh.
I think this one will go out. I think this one will drag for a while.
Oh, okay, because I just assume, because it is Days of Our Lives, in a couple of weeks it'll be revealed, the truth will be revealed, because they don't seem to drag things on Days of Our Lives.
Things can drag on.
Okay.
Look at how long. The baby truth isn't out.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's still not knowing the babe.
See, there's a difference between something dragging on and something lasting a while.
Right.
GH drags things on, while I think on Days things could last for a while.
And GH used to be able to drag things on without it seeming like that's what they were doing. One of the examples I always give, Carly came to town in April of '96. Bobby didn't find out Carly was her daughter until spring of 98.
That's a long time.
But it didn't seem like the story was just dragging. You know what I mean? It just depends on the pacing of the story.
How much detail we get in between the
and
little
how
plot
much
beats.
little sub-stories or subplots might be surrounding it as well.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. So, yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of subplots that surround this whole Alex and Teresa lie/romance/power couple leading Kyriakis Industries, Enterprises, LTD. I don't know what they are.
Taiwan, you can't believe that Lila Ray is Hispanic?
No.
I mean,
Kaiwan, I doubt that's what Kaiwan means.
Well, he says this might be a recovery political question, but I can't bless me. Lila Ray has his dark-skinned Spanish.
This might be a relatively political question, but I can't believe that Lila Ray has a dark-skinned Spanish.
That's what I was just saying.
That's fair.
Well, the Alcazars were from South America.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Easy answer.
So
easy answer.
Yeah, the Alcazars were South American. So and Lorenzo Alcazar was her father. So.
And when she was on the island, didn't she mention her grandmother being Puerto Rican?
Well, she said her grandmother lived there.
Okay.
She didn't say that she was Puerto Rican, but she said she lived there.
Okay.
Well. Hey. Who knows what's going to happen?
But yeah.
There you go. Oh, see, okay. When it comes down to darkness, lightness, this is definitely not the right show to get any sort of hardcore answers on that, because we are just different shades of how long we've been standing in the sun. So DNA and genetics are very hard to explain, especially in that regard.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I don't think they were from Spain. I think they were South American, because that's where all his business and stuff was.
Yeah. We'll have to do like a hybrid show one day where we just talk about everything.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Car crash, Leo, Dimitri, I'm trying to go through. Ava in the Bistro. Just stunning, right? And in charge. I absolutely love how in charge Ava is over the fact that she's being forced into doing this.
Yeah.
Like, it is fun to watch, where she's like, yeah, I'm going to do this because I have to, because I don't want you to like throw Trip in the ocean. But while I'm doing it, you're going to listen to me.
With soap operas, though, this is always the kicker for me, and I'm always yelling at the screen, just tell somebody. She should be telling Harris to help her.
Nah.
I know, but she doesn't want to drag him into it when he's just starting to get his life together, and they're threatening Trip.
Yeah.
And they had already gotten to Trip, so
yeah.
And she doesn't know who else Clyde has out there. So she goes to Harris, they arrest Gil, and they bust Clyde, but Clyde's in prison and running a drug ring. So what are they going to do?
Stop him.
I mean, put him in more prison?
Solitary.
There is no...
Send him to a different prison far away from Salem.
Statesville has a revolving door, okay? Statesville is a very liberal...
Well, if Dimitri winds up going to jail for something, since he is a psychopath, he can just kill that guy.
Dimitri, oh my God. All right, speaking of Dimitri again, okay, because I saw this picture of Nicole after she has the baby, and we've got Leo who's just like, aw, and then like Dimitri who's like, like just the most adorable little pose, like after they have the baby or something, where it's just like, oh, look at that mother and daughter, right? Or son, I guess, whatever this baby is. That's not an important detail. I don't know why you asked me that. Anyway. But to go from I'm going to shoot Jada, no, I'm going to knock her out, to I am a demon on the run, to just shows how flippin' crazy this man is.
I
loved him bashing her over the head and then looking at Leo. I love you too. Let's go.
Yes.
That's how he showed his love, by bashing her over the head instead of shooting her.
And Jada did a good job too, because boy, she crumbled she went down like a sack of potatoes, didn't she? Like, boom, she just crumpled. But I loved all those scenes because there was so much comedy in it too. Leo was just so dang funny with the large wrist.
Yeah. And their little pictures from the booth. And when he gave Dimitri the coffee, and he took a sip and then let it dribble back out of his mouth.
Yes.
It's almost too good.
Comedy.
It's dangerously too good.
It's so I would watch a spin-off with just them.
Because if it isn't, because whatever comes after this, if it isn't as good as this, then people are going to be disappointed. So it's dangerous how good this is, but also at the same time, I hope they get, I don't know, some sort of attention or award or something. I don't know what's going to happen.
And Jada, she looked like such a bumbler. She ought to go get a job in Port Charles and work for that police department because that's where they really suck. So,
and what's really, really sad is that Jada's like the most competent cop on that force.
Not that day.
She would have had him if she didn't make Leo handcuff Dimitri.
I know, right? She just had the momentarily, zip ties, looking down for just a second, and Dimitri pounced. To be fair, she's not used to the criminals in Salem being that, good either.
Taking advantage of a quick lapse of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very good. It was very funny. Very funny. I love Leo and Dimitri when they're
on. They really are good. Super fun. Yeah. Honestly, when they got way back when I watched that first episode of Days of Our Lives and saw Dimitri and Leo hook up and like, well, why don't we get married? Was the button at the end of that episode where I'm like, what is this nonsense, right? I had no idea that this is where we were going to be. I didn't know Leo. I don't know Leo from a bag of rice, but this has been super fun. I don't know if this is normal for him. I don't know if this is wildly out of scope of the sort of shenanigans he usually finds himself in, but it's fun and it
is fun. It is fun. They are just pure comedy now.
Really, I don't find Dimitri menacing. I find him hilarious.
But evidently, he's been very menacing in the past.
I mean, I feel like he has his characterization has very much changed from where he started to where he is now.
Well, maybe the love of a good man has straightened him up.
He's being himself, is what it is. He wasn't himself when he first started. They had a big conversation. What do you mean? You're straight. You're just trying to seduce me. No, I'm gay. Oh, you are? Oh, you are? I'm not even going to ask follow-up questions. I'm just going to take you at your word. Oh, goodness gracious. No supervision in soap jail. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
That's true. No, why pay attention to what these visits are about?
Well, I love one of my favorite things especially in Statesville is them just sitting in that room, sitting around reading the news on tablets. I'm just like, I know a lot of, I donate books to prison libraries, and I know that they're like desperate for books. And even like old magazines and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there going, and Statesville has tablets?
It's a pilot program.
It's an inexpensive way to keep literacy in our inmates' hands. They can't browse the web with it. They just have access to what we give them.
No, they're reading The Spectator, so they're online.
We've downloaded
the
PDF
Spectator
version.
web division, edition.
Oh, speaking of The Spectator, you know what I didn't write down because I guess it's not that interesting to me. Is Chad and Stephanie and Ellen?
Everett, you were so close.
So close.
Yeah. I don't find it all that great so far. Everett's a bit boring.
I'm the least interested in this particular story of everything being offered right now.
Me too.
Yeah. I think Chad's going to buy The Spectator, though, which will...
So
yeah, because EJ's got great menacing advice, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, EJ's up to
I
no good at all
love how
times.
no matter how many times EJ gives him bad advice that blows up in his face,
Chad will always take it.
Just like, surely this time my brother must be onto something.
He's got to be right this time.
How many times can one person be so wrong?
He's due. He's due to be right. So there's this term called manufactured drama. that people use. And when it comes down to it, pretty much everything in a soap is manufactured drama. It's for plot. Everything is for plot. And if it's not for plot, it's a waste of time. But when it comes to the manufacturing of this particular drama, it is the most manufactured that I've seen on this show so far. Just when it comes to out of left field, makes absolutely no sense. These characters are making decisions just so they can argue with each other and not out of any sort of like base logic that I have seen them earn so far. You know, I don't know why Chad's being like this. This ghosting thing, like Stephanie never called the cops, never called the hospital. Never did any sort of investigation in Seattle to find out what happened to this man before leaving.
I mean, she could have had black patch on it.
And like the police didn't put his picture in the local paper. Going, does anybody know this man?
You know, like, so just wild. And then Chad being so threatened. And this dude also like not fighting very hard also makes no sense for me. Because if he was this passionately in love with this person and no time has really passed for him, he should still be just as passionately in love today as he was before and should be fighting way harder than, oh, well, you found this new guy? Well, okay.
Well, I think Everett knows that his mere presence is enough for problems without him making himself the bad guy.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be fun. I think Chad's going to end up owning the Spectator, but then something's going to happen that he can't fire Everett. More of that manufactured drama.
Yeah, it's just the most manufactured. I'm not into it. I want to be into everything. So hopefully
I want to be into it too. I want it to get interesting. Currently, it's just not interesting.
Not to me.
You see, to me, Chad and Stephanie are like one of the most boring things on the show. So anything that adds a little something to that. Everett's going to meet Alex this week. I mean, okay, which I think could be fun.
I mean, at this point, all I've ever seen is Chad and Stephanie not get along. So, maybe they're just not right for each other. Where is this love they keep on talking about?
Yeah. Their goose is cooked. Maybe they're done.
Maybe.
Very close to being done.
I don't know. But that was Days of Our Lives this week.
It was.
I'm never gonna get the image of Steve Britton chasing down ghosts through Salem Square, though. I'm never ever gonna get that out of my mind. Especially from my, I can't say knowing because I don't know these people, but from my limited and basic understanding. My dad is so weak.
Anybody who thinks that he is not desperate to go back to General Hospital is on crack.
Is like as much fun as we would
wants
be
to
having,
go back so bad.
as much fun as we would be having chasing down these ghosts across a soundstage. Steve Byrne is not. I mean, he likes to be silly with Bradford. He likes to tell his jokes up on stage, but when it comes to like bringing this out on daytime, I can't say that he's the biggest fan of this particular content. Clearly he does it. Clearly he puts his all into it. Clearly he doesn't back off and phone it in during times in which he's not as interested, which is great. But
well, he doesn't do that on Days of Our Lives. He would do it on GH. We called it, literally, there's a thing in the fandom called Burtoning out.
Okay, well, I was trying to be positive.
Yes, on days, though, he doesn't have the luxury of burtoning out.
Well, he didn't. And so he's been giving it into finding messages.
Yep, and he's been a company guy.
You know, doing his thing. So kudos to him. But he was on this pod. I don't remember where it is, so I can't tell you where to find it. But he's still doing his podcast with Bradford.
Yeah, they just have a new home.
Yeah, and they had
I watched it yesterday.
I
loved every second of it, of course.
So Google it because I can't tell you where to find it.
Daily drama.
I was trying to be sly, Mom. They're the competition for soap opera news.
Yeah, hello.
Oh. They're going to be competition really whether I say anything or not.
It warmed my Jason and Carly loving heart.
But I mean, to me, there's no reason for this to have been the big opening podcast and the stories that they talked about and the topics that came up if it wasn't for the fact that, thank you very much for your time on Days, Steve. you are back on set, if not already signed the contract to return to General Hospital, because otherwise, why would this be your podcast?
Yeah, and why would Laura Wright be your very first guest?
And why would GHPR say this is okay to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yep. We still get six more months of Harris, and I am sure that they used every possible day that they could get Steve Burton. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and he and Ava's story is actually, even though it's been around for a little bit, though, they're just starting new chapters within the Harris and Ava story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited for them.
Ultimately, yes, he's going to help her with the whole drug thing at the restaurant, and they're going to wind up taking care of that together in some way.
I need Ron Cavalardi, or whatever his name is, to have found out how they plan on bringing the Jason character back to General Hospital so he can end the Harris run in a way that leads into a Jason return, because it would just be super fun to have him covered in rocks, Harris, as Jason sticks his hand out from the rubble in Greece,
Here's the thing, though. In a bazillion years, for $50 million, I don't think Ron would write that story. Because I love Ron. And one of the reasons I love Ron is that he can be just as petty a bitch as I am. His congratulation post to GH on their 60th anniversary was a thing of petty beauty.
What did it say?
Well, it was great. He did a very sincere congratulations at the start of it. I'm going to look it up. It was just because it has to be, I have to do it justice by using his actual words.
She'll find it. Come on. She'll find it. She'll find it super fast, because this is Angela we're talking about. Okay, she's the professor.
It is. Yeah, I'm already on his Instagram page.
There you go. And since he doesn't Insta much, I'm sure we'll find it very quickly.
Actually, he actually posts quite a bit on Insta, but yes. All right.
I gotta use this Insta, because I was looking at some other podcasts out there, and there was other podcasts that have like 12,000 followers on that dang thing. Anyway.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Hapsy's 60th anniversary of General Hospital, a show I started watching when I was 10 years old. I grew up on the Quartermains and the Scorpios, Anna Devane and Heather Weber and Lucy Coe and countless others. And my love for all these characters eventually led me to write soaps for a living. There are so many wonderful, talented people in Port Charles, and I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. Even though it ended on a sour note, and there are certain individuals who owe me an apology that I'm pretty sure I will never get. To the rest, big congrats on 60 years, and I hope many more. Long live GH.
So, Maurice, for dancing.
So we have a nice way of saying, congratulations, good for you, but screw you as well.
I mean, to the rest. I'm like, I remember I cackled when I first read that, when he first posted it on the anniversary. I was just like, Ron, don't ever stop being you.
Well, maybe Maurice Bernard will apologize one day.
That's not going to happen.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't imagine him growing that much as a person.
Hey, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. What was her name? Call me now. What's her name? Cleo? She knows.
Oh, Miss Cleo.
She knows. Miss Cleo. She knows what happened in the future.
Yeah.
I remember those things.
The Psychic Network. Anyway, folks,
yeah.
That's it. Class dismissed. Get out of here. Go have some lunch. Have a little sandwich, a little bag of chips. Go to the vending machine. I don't know, the student union. Grab something from the vending machine. I don't know exactly what it is, but then you got to rush over to the hospital in another city. So, get in your car. Now, because we're going to see at 11 a.m. Pacific time for 10th Floor Podcasts, General Hospital. But that's it for Days for Dummies. That's it. I don't want to talk anymore.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week right here, 9 a.m. Pacific time for the next edition of Days for Dummies. We'll talk about everything that happened in the week. In the meantime, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment on it afterward if you didn't watch it live. Tell your friends, send links, visit soapoperanews.net. Follow us on Twitter.
Our day's sneak peek pictures are up.
Hey,
spoilers for next week are up.
If you want to know what's going to happen,
go check out everything.
You can follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, Brooklyn something.
Brooklyn 74.
Brooklyn 74. Soap Opera News, 2 S's at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
TV Entertainment News, too.
TVEntertainmentnews.com. All that kind of stuff.
And lots.
Soap stuff. Just spend all your day on the internet. Anyway, folks, I'm out of here. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela with
we'll
Matt
catch
and
you
Kat.
next week here in class for Days